This is definitely the scariest video I've ever made. It's not just for New York City, it's for the entire state of New York. We are all gonna have to run and get the fuck out of here. Let me explain to what happened over the weekend. Rule 213. Anybody remember what Rule 213 was supposed to be? Or what it is now? Over a year ago, Governor Hochul tried to have something come in place called Rule 213, where the state can come remove you from your home and put you into quarantine. And I'm not talking about C-19. I'm talking about any disease, including Lyme disease, toxic shock syndrome, things that aren't even contagious, okay? This happened last March. It was approved to go through until a bunch of lawyers sued them for it. And the judge appealed it. They said, this is not going to go through. No thanks, goodbye. Until this past September, when Governor Hochul appealed that decision. He followed up with the New York State Supreme Court Appellate Division, 4th Judicial Department. Both sides gave their argument. Hochul's lawyers saying, oh, it's not going to be as bad as you think, while the other lawyers saying what the nightmare will be if this goes through. Number one, there's no age restriction. It could be your newborn baby, it could be your grandparents, it could be you who just gave birth. There are no restrictions to removing the person that needs to come out and go in quarantine. Could be in the middle of the night, middle of the day, while you're at work. Doesn't matter. They take you, you have no right. There is no due process. There are no court hearings. There is also no time duration limit. You are there until they tell you you can leave. You are forced also to take whatever medicine that they give you, whatever vaccine that they decide is good for you. On that list also includes experimental drugs. They are allowed to experiment with your body to see if something will work. And I'm not making this shit up. This is all listed on the appeal. The worst part is you are not allowed to take a test to prove that you are not even sick. They don't care about test results. If they deem you to be a problem, they just take you out and put you into a quarantine. If you look up on Google, some websites will say, no, it's not a quarantine camp, it's something else. Well, really, what the fuck would you call it? They announced over this weekend, the appeals court finally got back with the decision after months later, and they put it through. Rule 213 is now in place for the entire state of New York. Attorney Bobby Ann Cox is saying there is only one more place they can appeal this. Is the New York State Court of Appeals. That's our last chance. Frankly, I don't know how any judge could have voted that this rule is okay. Maybe they don't think it will happen to them or to their family members or to their friends, but there is no way that this is constitutional by any means.
Biological male has just become the first transgender person to win a world title in cycling.
First transgender weightlifter winning her maiden international event as a woman.
A biological male winning a gold medal in a women's event now seems a matter of when, not if.
Since sports events began, men and women have been segregated by gender to make the competitive events fairer due to differences in muscle mass, innate strength, or testosterone levels. But nowadays, these physical differences no longer seem to be a determining factor.
There are all kinds of reasons that people have advantages. Somebody's parents can give them year-round training. Somebody else is really, really tall and someone's really, really short.
Sport has never been fair. You bought into that myth, so have a lot of other people. But let's face it, if I wanted to be a jockey, I couldn't be. Nature endows her gifts unevenly in society.
It's true that some physical characteristics give athletes an unusual advantage in sports, like Michael Phelps's long arms or Usain Bolt's height. But the genetic difference of being born as a male or female and competing with the opposite gender proved to be more of a determining factor than any bodily developments in sports.
If you go through puberty, you have all the benefits of having a male body. And even if you transition and reduce your testosterone, you're still going to have those benefits. You're going to have the bone structure, the slightly bigger heart, more red blood cells. So therefore, a female athlete competing against a transgender female is always going to be at a disadvantage.
Testosterone levels are important because the amount of the hormone defines the eligibility of athletes to compete whenever sporting events are limited to a single sex, following IAAF rulings.
The idea that we need to protect women's or female sport from other women and females is itself inherently discriminatory. No testosterone policy will ever work.
Male to female athletes no longer need to have reassignment surgery, but they do need to demonstrate that their testosterone levels have been below 10 nanomole per litre for at least 6 months, according to the 2016 International Olympic Committee guidelines.
It's not saying you're a man or a woman. It's saying you can compete. It's a matter of eligibility to participate in certain competitions.
In the case of female to male athletes, they can compete without restrictions.
The 10 nanomoles per litre, as I understand it, something like 90% of female athletes, their testosterone levels are around 3 nanomoles per litre. So in other words, this upper limit is 3 times what would be typical in a female athlete. So it seems like a kind of arbitrary setting unrelated to the realities of the situation.
Well, I actually agree with you there.
But what happens with student athletes who decide to change their gender? Well, the rules are not clear at all. Most countries don't have clear regulations, and the biggest student sports organization in the US, the NCAA, does not require gender confirmation or a legal recognition of a player's transition sex in order for transgender players to participate on a team that matches their identity, just 1 year of hormone treatment prior to competing on a female team. In the middle of all this legal mess, Zuby, a UK-based rapper, basically identified as a female and broke British women's weightlifting records.
Saying, look, I'm not a professional powerlifter, but even I myself, I can stroll into the gym on any given day and I can break the British women's bench press record. I can break the British women's deadlift record. When I'm on form, I could potentially break the British female squat record. And I don't even compete.
So if you're a woman and you're a natural woman and you don't take any extra hormones or male hormones, you're not taking steroids or any sort of performance-enhancing drugs, you're doing your very best to compete and you're at the top of the heap. But then someone comes along that was a man for 30 years and decides that they're going to be a woman, and this has happened, and literally transitioned a few months ago, and competes as a woman and destroys records and dominates you in that sport. That's bullshit.
I made $15,000 in 6 months using an AI trading bot. That's right. And here's the proof on my dashboard screen. And that brings us to where we are now. It's been 6 months since I joined Lendcoin and started using their AI trading bots. I've already made $15,000 on my initial $10,000. So in 6 months, my $10,000 is now $25,000. And when the 12-month term ends and expires, this 25 will grow to 61,000. And at that point, I can withdraw the entire amount. I also tested the withdraw feature, and I took some screenshots while I was doing it. So when I first joined, I deposited $10,000. I kept the auto invest function off. So after 2 days, I had about $100 in interest earned. Then I clicked withdraw, entered my info, entered the amount I wanted to withdraw, in this case $100, and I entered my Bitcoin deposit address. Around 2 hours later, I refreshed my dashboard page. Sure enough, $100 was taken from my dashboard, and the Bitcoin was sent to my external wallet. You can also add funds with debit or credit card by using Cash App. But when you withdraw the money, the cash will be sent to your Cash App account. Bottom line, the withdrawals work. So in order to earn compounding interest on my $10,000, I needed to turn the auto invest feature on, and that's exactly what I did. Now, 6 months later, I have $25,000 in my total invested wallet. And like I said, when the year ends, it'll be $61,000. Now, you're a little luckier than I am, because when I added funds 6 months ago, they did not have the 10% action takers bonus. So while my $10,000 will be $61,000, if you were to add $10,000, you would get 10% bonus, so that's $11,000. That $11,000 would turn into $68,000 or $67,900. You make about $7,000 more than I did. Now you could deposit $10,000, $20,000. You could deposit $1,000. You're still going to get 10% bonus. Now, let's say you put $20,000. That's $123,000 after 12 months. And if you went with the maximum amount, which is $30,000, your final takeaway after 12 months would be $185,000. Now, if you want more reason to join, well, I think the best part about Lendcoin is how easy they make it to start using their bots. To sign up and turn the bot on takes about 30 seconds total. I'm not kidding. It's that easy. It's so easy. I will open up a test account right now and show you. So don't blink. Step 1, go to lendcoin.net. Step 2, click sign up. And step 3, fill out the form and press continue. That's it. You're in. You signed up. Your bot is active, and it's earning 0.5% daily interest already. And did I forget to mention, they will give you $50 free in your total invested amount just for signing up, so you can test it out and see how the bot earns. So sign up today for free and get $50 to try the Lendcoin trading bots out for yourself. No credit card required. The entire sign up takes only 30 seconds. That's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click on the lendcoin.net link in the description below this video. Have a super day. Bye-bye. It's 100% passive, 100% automated. Click the link in the description below for more information.